right, welcome back to Cyber Monday, the podcast where we rampage through the week in tech news, Namibian style. I'm John, and as always, I'm joined by the ever-energetic Emily. How's it, Emily?
Hey John, I'm good, thanks. And I have to say, I'm actually excited for today's topic. WhatsApp automation in Namibian business. It's everywhere now, isn't it?
Yeah, it's like, if you haven't gotten a WhatsApp from your bank or your local shop this week, are you even living in Namibia? But seriously, it's wild how companies here are using WhatsApp to collect feedback and tweak their services. I mean, even the big telecoms are sending those little surveys after you call in.
Exactly. And it's not just the big guys. SMEs are jumping in too. I got a WhatsApp from my hairdresser last week. She sent me a quick poll after my appointment. It was automated, but it felt personal, you know?
I had a lekker experience with my local grocery. They sent me a WhatsApp about a biltong sale. Ja, you know me, I can't resist biltong. And then, right after, there was this automated survey link. Just a couple of taps, and I could tell them what I thought. It was so easy, I almost forgot it was a bot.
That's the thing. WhatsApp's conversational style makes it feel less like a cold corporate survey and more like a chat with a friend. But do you think it can really replace the old school customer service channels? Like, is it as good as talking to a real person?
Aish, that's a tough one. I think for quick stuff, like, did you enjoy your biltong? It's perfect. But if you have a real problem, sometimes you just want to moan to a human, you know?
Totally. I mean, bots are getting better, but there's still something about a real person listening to your rant about, I don't know, your internet being down for the third time this week. Not that I'm speaking from experience or anything. But let's talk about the smart stuff. Chatbots, personalization, and all that. Have you seen how some Namibian SMEs are using chatbots for FAQs and even booking appointments?
Ja, I saw a car service place in Windhoek doing that. You just WhatsApp them, and the bot asks you what you need, checks available slots, and books you in. No more waiting on hold. It's magic, man.
And when you link WhatsApp to a CRM system, that's when it gets really powerful. Imagine, every time a customer messages, the business already knows their last order, their preferences, even their birthday. It's seamless. You get personalized offers, updates, all without the business lifting a finger.
But, hey, how do you keep it personal when you're sending messages to hundreds or thousands of people? I mean, you don't want to sound like a robot, but you also can't write each message by hand.
That's the challenge, right? You can segment your audience, like group people by what they bought or where they live, and send tailored messages. But at scale, it's tricky. Sometimes you get those awkward dear name messages when the system messes up. It's a work in progress, I think.
Ja, and if you get my name wrong, I'm not buying your biltong, hey. But seriously, the tech is getting better. Bots can now recommend products based on your chat history. It's a bit creepy, but also convenient. Speaking of creepy, AI is now analyzing all that WhatsApp feedback. Some of the regional e-commerce guys are using sentiment analysis to figure out if customers are happy, angry, or just bored. It's like having a digital psychologist for your business.
Yeah, and it's not just about reading the mood. AI can spot trends, like if a bunch of people complain about late deliveries, the system flags it before it becomes a crisis. But do you think AI chatbots will ever replace human agents completely?
I don't know. Maybe for the simple stuff, but when things get complicated, you still need a person. AI can make humans more effective, though, like give them all the info before they even pick up the chat.
I agree. My friend runs a small online shop, and she uses WhatsApp to send automatic shipment updates and loyalty rewards. It's all AI-driven, but when a customer has a weird request, she jumps in herself. So it's more about making her life easier, not replacing her.
Exactly. It's like having a digital assistant that never sleeps, but you still need the human touch for the tricky stuff.
And here's where it gets interesting. Some companies are using AI to escalate feedback straight to management. Like, if a customer is really unhappy and the bot can't fix it, the system flags it for a manager to step in. No more complaints getting lost in the void.
Yeah, and with those big language models, they can actually analyze the tone of the message. If someone is, properly upset, it gets bumped up the chain. It's not just about closing tickets. It's about making sure the problem is actually sorted out.
And they're even using this feedback to evaluate employees. Like if you consistently resolve issues and get good feedback, it shows up in your KPIs. It's not just about how many chats you handle, but how well you handle them.
I like that. It keeps everyone honest, hey? If you mess up, management knows. But if you do well, you get recognized. It's a bit Big Brother, but maybe that's what we need to keep service levels up. And you know, it's not always about catching people doing things wrong. Some companies are using WhatsApp feedback to reward employees for the good stuff. Like, if a customer says, "Hey, Emily was super helpful," that gets shared with the team. Positive reinforcement, not just moaning about the negatives.
I love that. It's so easy to focus on complaints, but turning positive feedback into a personal win for the employee, that's how you build a great team. And it motivates people to go the extra mile because they know someone's actually noticing.
Ja. And if you resolve a negative quickly, you can even turn it into a positive. Like, "Hey, we messed up, but we fixed it fast." Customers remember that. Employees get a boost, and the business looks good. Win-win, as they say.
Exactly. So whether you're a business owner, a customer, or just someone who loves a good WhatsApp group, it's clear automation is changing the game in Namibia. And we're just getting started, hey?
Definitely. We'll keep an eye on how this tech evolves, and maybe next time we'll talk about WhatsApp scams or something juicy like that.
I'm Emily, and as always, I'm joined by the man who thinks WhatsApp is the best thing since sliced bread. John, how are you?
Yeah, Emily, I'm lekker, thanks. And you know, WhatsApp is basically the digital biltong of Namibia. Everyone's got it, and if you don't, you feel left out. But today, we're not just chatting about WhatsApp. We're talking about how Namibian businesses can actually use it, and quizzes, to qualify leads. Because, let's be honest, not every person who messages you is ready to buy, right?
Exactly. And that's why qualifying leads is so important. It's not just about getting a bunch of people to click on your ad or follow your page. It's about figuring out who actually wants what you're selling and who just likes pressing buttons. I mean, if you can turn a random prospect into a loyal customer, that's the real win.
And it's not just theory. I mean, you see it with tools like WhatsApp, chatbots, and those social quizzes. They help you ask the right questions, get the info you need, and then you can focus on the people who are actually interested. Saves you a lot of time and, headaches.
Totally. And you know, I have to share this quick story. There's this little outdoor gear shop in Windhoek, right? They started using a simple fitness quiz on their Instagram. Nothing fancy, just what's your hiking style, and a few fun questions. Suddenly they're getting all these responses, and they doubled their sales in like 2 months. All because they figured out who actually wanted to buy hiking boots and who just wanted to look at pretty mountain pictures.
That's brilliant. And it shows you don't need a massive budget or some fancy system. Just the right questions and a way to talk to people directly. Which brings us to WhatsApp, hey? So, WhatsApp is basically the digital front door for a lot of Namibian businesses now. It's personal, it's direct, and with chatbots, you can actually automate a lot of the boring stuff. Like you can have a bot ask, "What are you looking for? What's your budget?" and so on. That way, you only spend your time on the people who are actually ready to buy.
And the best part is, you can integrate WhatsApp with your CRM. So all those conversations, all that info, it doesn't just disappear into the ether. It gets logged, you can track it, and you can set up automated follow-ups. Like, "Hey, you asked about tents last week. Here's a special offer." It's so much more efficient.
Yeah. And have you seen WhatsApp flows? It's like you can build these little forms right inside the chat. So, someone can book an appointment or get a product recommendation without ever leaving WhatsApp. It's seamless. I had a client, a small clinic in Ongwediva. They set up appointment bookings in both English and Oshiwambo. Suddenly, their no-shows dropped by half. People just found it easier to confirm and reschedule because it was all in the chat they already use every day.
That's so clever. And it just shows if you make it easy for people, they're way more likely to actually follow through. Plus, you can personalize everything. Like, if you know someone prefers to chat in Oshiwambo, you can set that up automatically. It's not just efficient, it's actually more human in a weird way. Okay, so let's talk about the quizzes. Because honestly, I think a lot of people overthink this. You don't need a 20-question marathon. Keep it short. Keep it focused on what people actually care about. Like, what's your ideal camping trip? or which fitness routine suits you. No hard sells, no win a car if you finish this quiz nonsense. Just something fun and relevant.
Ja, and you don't even need to offer a prize. If the quiz is interesting, people will do it just for the fun of it. And then you get all this info about what they like, what they need. That's gold for any business.
And don't forget about where you promote it. Facebook, Instagram, wherever your audience hangs out. You can even run a little ad or just post it in your stories. The key is to make it easy to find and quick to finish. I saw this fitness brand do it. They had a quiz, and then, based on your answers, they'd send you a WhatsApp message with a personalized workout plan. Their conversion rates went through the roof because it felt like, hey, this is just for me.
And that's the magic, hey? You use the quiz to get people interested, then you move the conversation to WhatsApp, where you can actually help them one-on-one. It's like the quiz is the bait, and WhatsApp is where you reel them in. But in a nice way, not like fishing with dynamite.
Ha! Yeah, no dynamite needed. Just a bit of creativity and knowing what your customers actually want. You know what's wild? People will tell you way more in a quiz than they ever would if you just ask them straight up. There's something about answering questions on your phone, no pressure, that makes people open up. Suddenly they're telling you their favorite brands, their budget, even their fitness goals.
Ja, it's like if you ask someone in person, how much do you want to spend? They get shy. But in a quiz, it's just a button. And then you can use that info to actually help them. Like if someone says they're a beginner hiker, you don't try to sell them a fancy tent. You recommend something simple, maybe even give them a few tips. It feels personal.
Exactly. And you can use the feedback from the quiz to figure out what people really need, not just what you think they need. It's a win-win. They get better recommendations and you get more qualified leads.
And it's not just about selling, hey? Sometimes you find out someone needs something you don't even offer, but you can point them in the right direction. That builds trust, and maybe next time they'll come back to you. So here's the thing. If you really want to stand out, you got to underpromise and overdeliver. Use the quiz to get the basics, but then follow up with more questions. Dig a bit deeper. Maybe someone says they want a tent, but after a quick WhatsApp chat, you find out they're actually planning a family camping trip and need a whole kit. Now you can offer them a package, not just a tent.
That's the secret sauce, isn't it? The quiz gives you a starting point, but it's the follow-up that really lets you fine-tune your offer. And honestly, people appreciate it when you take the time to ask a few extra questions. It shows you care about getting it right, not just making a quick sale.
Ja, and that's how you turn a one-time buyer into a loyal customer. You use the insights from the quiz, you ask the right follow-ups, and you deliver something that's actually better than what they expected. That's how you build real relationships, not just transactions.
And that's what it's all about. So if you're a Namibian business owner listening to this, don't be afraid to try out a quiz or set up a WhatsApp chatbot. Start small, see what works, and just keep tweaking. The tools are there, you just have to use them.
Emily, how's it going?
Hey, John. I'm good, thanks. I'm still recovering from that Ferrari F1 heartbreak last weekend, but I'm here and I'm caffeinated. Today's topic is actually one I'm super excited about: WhatsApp for sales. It's not just for family group chats and those endless good morning memes anymore.
Yeah, exactly. WhatsApp is basically the digital front door for a lot of Namibian businesses now. And with AI-powered chatbots, you can have someone, well, something, answering customer questions 24/7. No more waiting for someone to get back from lunch, hey?
Totally. These chatbots are clever. They don't just answer "what's your price" or "are you open on Sundays?" They actually filter out the tire kickers from the serious buyers, so if someone's just browsing, the bot can handle it. But if someone's ready to buy, it flags them for the sales team. That's a game changer for response times and, honestly, for sanity.
And it's not just about speed. Automated messaging can qualify leads by asking the right questions, like, what's your budget? Or, are you looking for a new or used car? And then it sorts the answers. The sales team only gets the hot leads, not the ones who are just, dreaming about a G-Wagon on a Polo budget.
Speaking of cars, I have to share this story. There's a dealership in Windhoek. Can't name names, but they started using WhatsApp automation last month. They doubled their qualified leads. In 1 month. The bot handled all the initial questions, and the salespeople only jumped in when someone was actually ready to book a test drive. It freed up so much time, and the customers loved the instant replies.
That's impressive. And it's not just for the big guys either. Which brings us to,
Who can actually use this stuff? The answer is, basically, everyone. From your auntie's Capana stand to the big franchises, you don't need to be a cash mogul to get started. Some of these tools are like pennies on the dollar compared to hiring extra staff.
yeah, even the mum and pop shops in Katutura or Swakop can use WhatsApp to keep in touch with customers. You don't need a fancy website or a massive marketing budget. Just a smartphone and a bit of setup, and you're in business. I mean, my cousin runs a tiny biltong shop, and he's using WhatsApp to take orders now. It's lekker, man.
And the best part is, you can start small. You don't have to automate everything on day one. Maybe just start with a simple, "Hi, thanks for your message, we'll get back to you soon," auto reply, and build from there. The tools scale with you.
Exactly. And as you grow, you can add more features, like automated follow-ups, or even full-on chatbots. But the entry point is really low, which is great for Namibian businesses that want to test the waters first.
So once you've got those leads, the next step is nurturing them. And this is where WhatsApp really shines. You can send personalized demos, testimonials, or even special offers. It's not just blasting out the same message to everyone. It's like, "Hey John, here's a video of the Hilux you asked about," or "Emily, here's what other customers are saying."
Ja, and you can schedule follow-ups too. Maybe someone isn't ready to buy today, but you can set up a drip campaign. Send them a message every few days with tips or a reminder about your special. Keeps your brand top of mind without being annoying. Well, hopefully not annoying.
It's all about timing, right, and relevance. If you're sending stuff that actually helps the customer, they'll appreciate it. I love that you can do this in multiple languages too. John, didn't you mention your cousin's safari business does this?
Yeah, my cousin runs a safari tour company, and they get inquiries from all over. Germany, South Africa, even the US. They use WhatsApp to send personalized messages in English, Afrikaans, and Oshuambo. So if someone messages in German, they get a reply in German. It makes people feel at home, you know? And it's turned a lot of those inquiries into actual bookings. People love that personal touch.
That's brilliant. It's like you're not just another number in the system. You're a real person, and the business actually cares about you. That's how you build loyalty.
Now let's talk about the nerdy stuff, integrations. If you're running a bigger operation, you can connect WhatsApp to your CRM. That means every chat, every lead, every follow-up gets tracked automatically. No more sticky notes or lost numbers. It's all in one place.
And there are some cool tools out there. Watto CRM, for example, lets you manage all your WhatsApp conversations, schedule messages, use templates, even translate messages with AI. It's like having a digital assistant that never sleeps. Wapify is another one. Super customizable workflows, AI-powered automations, and it plugs into your other business tools. It's not just for sales, but for customer support too.
I've seen some local startups using these platforms to scale up fast. There's one, again, can't name names, but they went from a tiny support team to nationwide coverage just by using WhatsApp Business API and some AI-powered customer care. Their client satisfaction scores shot up. People got answers faster, and the team wasn't drowning in messages anymore.
That's the thing. Automation doesn't mean you lose the human touch. It just means your team can focus on the stuff that really matters instead of copy-pasting the same reply 100 times a day.
Yeah, and with all the data syncing, you don't miss a beat. If someone doesn't reply, the system can remind you to follow up. It's like having a memory that never forgets, unlike me after a braai, hey?
Ha! I know that feeling. But seriously, these tools are making it possible for Namibian businesses to compete with the big guys without needing a massive IT department.
So, the big question, can you really build long-term relationships with customers using WhatsApp and all this automation? I think, yeah, you can. If you use it right, you're not just making a quick sale. You're starting a conversation that can last for years.
Absolutely, it's about growing those ties, not just closing deals. If you keep showing up with helpful info, quick replies, and a bit of personality, people remember you. they come back. And they tell their friends. That's how you build a business that lasts, not just one that sells.
And with the tech getting better all the time, it's only going to get easier. So, if you're listening and you haven't tried WhatsApp automation yet, maybe now's the time to give it a go. Start small, see what works, and grow from there.
That's it from us for today. If you've got questions or want us to cover a specific tech topic, drop us a WhatsApp, of course, or find us on social. John, always a pleasure. Today we're diving into how AI and automation are shaking up the holiday rush, but with a Namibian twist. John, you ready to geek out?
Ja, Emily, always ready. Especially when it means I get to brag about how my last trip to the bank didn't end with me aging 10 years in the queue. But we'll get to that. First, let's talk about InTouch Interactive Marketing. These guys are not just making noise in Namibia. They're actually rolling out digital solutions across the border too.
Yeah, and it's not just the big corporates. InTouch is working with everyone from banks to the public sector. I mean, they've got chatbots on WhatsApp now, sending weather updates, deals, even event RSVPs. It's like suddenly your phone is your personal assistant, but with a Namibian accent.
Exactly. And you know, Derek Briers from InTouch. He's been pretty vocal about this. He says automation isn't about taking jobs away. It's about making the boring stuff go away so people can actually enjoy their work. Like, let the bots handle the repetitive emails and let the humans do the thinking. Makes sense, no?
Totally. And it's not just theory. Their queue management system, IQMS, I think it's called, has been rolled out in over 100 places. I mean, that's a lot of queues. And it's not just about making things faster, it's about collecting data, improving service, and honestly, making customers less grumpy, which, let's be real, is a public service in itself.
Ja, and I can vouch for that. My local bank, won't name names, but you know who you are, just switched to a digital queue. I walked in, scanned a code, and before I could even finish my biltong, my number was up. I almost missed the old days of standing around awkwardly. Almost.
You? Miss a queue? That's a first. But seriously, it's not just about speed, it's about making things smoother for everyone. And InTouch is also helping SMEs get online with affordable websites. I think it's called Rescue99. For small businesses, that's a game changer. No more excuses about not having a digital presence.
But here's the thing, Emily. Are Namibian SMEs really ready for all this automation? I mean, some folks still prefer the old ways. There's a bit of skepticism, maybe even fear, that automation means job losses or too much change too fast.
Yeah, I get that, but honestly, the way Derek puts it, it's about freeing people up to do more meaningful work. And if you look at how AI is being used globally, like Amazon's AI shopping assistants or those personalized marketing campaigns, it's not about replacing people, it's about making the whole system smarter. Namibia can't afford to be left behind.
True. And you know, it's not just the big guys. Even the public sector is getting in on the action. That WhatsApp chatbot for weather and deals, that's a Namibian solution, not some imported thing. So, yeah, maybe we're not all ready, but the train is moving. Better to hop on than get left at the station, no?
Exactly. And I think the more people see the benefits, like less time in queues, better customer service, more time for actual work, the more they'll come around. Plus, who doesn't want to spend less time on admin and more time, I don't know, camping or watching F1?
Or eating biltong. Priorities, Emily. But ja, it's exciting to see Namibian companies not just catching up, but actually leading in some areas. Makes me a bit proud, you know?
Same here. And I think that's a good spot to shift gears a bit, because speaking of teams working hard behind the scenes, our own Cyber Monday crew has been burning the midnight oil. We're actually nearing the end of this season's production, and honestly, the team deserves a medal, or at least a long nap.
Ja, they've been working on all sorts of new automations and tools. I mean, you wouldn't believe how much goes into making these episodes. From editing to scheduling, it's a lot. But the cool part is, the next series should be even smoother to produce. Less manual slog, more time for us to actually chat with you lot.
And more ways for you to get involved. We're planning more interactive stuff, live engagement, maybe even some real-time feedback. So if you've got ideas, or you just want to tell John his Afrikaans accent is charming, now's your chance.
Ag, Emily, you're making me blush. But seriously, we want to hear from you. The whole point is to make this show more useful and more fun for everyone tuning in from Windhoek to Oshakati and beyond.
So that's it for this episode and, well, this season. Thanks for sticking with us as we explored how AI and automation are changing the game here in Namibia. We'll be back soon with even more tech news, more local stories, and hopefully fewer technical glitches.
Ja, thanks for listening, everyone. Enjoy the holidays, stay safe, and don't forget to try out those new digital cues. We'll catch you in the next series. Cheers, Emily.
Cheers, John. Bye, everyone. See you soon.